My God.
My God.
Welcome to EhMaGawd, the podcast where two angsty overthinkers from different generations discuss the timeless issues that affect us all.
I'm Lisi Harrison, author of 42 novels, including the Clique series, that focus on friend drama, my obsession with secret societies, and all the things my therapist is tired of talking about.
Oh my God.
I'm Ellen Marlowe, actress, singer, writer, and proud Macy Block survivor.
Oh my God.
And together, we are your unlikely besties.
Each week, we'll break down one of the issues we're obsessing over. Things like wedding drama, dating, and career angst, to name a few. But because I'm Gen X and Ellen is a millennial, you'll get two very different takes.
Oh my God.
Sometimes we'll have guests, sometimes we'll be solo.
But every week, you can count on our current State of the Union.
Oh my God.
Let's get into it.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Hello.
hi. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, hi.
How are you?
Hot stuff.
Oh my God, you guys have microphones?
Oh,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
very
This is an
professional.
Official moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's to intimidate guests. Is it working?
Consider me intimidated.
And by the way, you're
Perfect.
our first.
And we never
You're our
forget
very first
first
guest. Sophie Everhard, welcome to EhMaGawd, our podcast on Substack. Oh, yeah, I didn't even tell you the name.
No, oh my God.
Oh my God,
Oh
it's
my God.
Sophie.
How are you, dear? You look beautiful. It's so good to see you. Your skin is glowy and dewy. What's the routine?
Adult Accutane.
That's good.
Do you want to talk about
Is
it?
that-
What's
is
the
that
journey?
is that the acne to perfection journey?
Yes. Honestly, like, I wish I did it earlier.
You wish you did it earlier?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
like 30
God.
years old doing Accutane, and I could have done it when I was 13. There's no snake oil here. It's pure drugs.
Wow.
It's working. We love drugs. And when we don't have drugs, we use Diet Coke. the drug of GLUs.
You two and your Diet Cokes do scare
It's
me.
bad. You should be scared. Diet Coke by day, martini at night.
Well,
Bad.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan of a martini too, though.
Ellen and I have shared a martini or two in the years since we've been of legal drinking age.
We sure have. So I guess we should just go back. Let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about all of it. So I've known you for 20 years, which is insane, or probably like 19. We can round up and say 20. But we met before the Clique, which I think most people do not know that.
Was there life before the Clique? I cannot believe it.
There was life before the Clique. So Sophie, go ahead and tell the listeners about our history a little bit.
My gosh, I know. I always kind of forget this because it was so long ago, but like obviously so important, and like probably part of the reason why we both ended up getting like the jobs that we got, because we met in acting class.
Mm-hmm. What was that woman's name?
Cynthia Bain.
Oh, God.
Was this
Cynthia
in
Bain.
LA or Texas? Where was this acting class?
This was in LA. This was
Okay.
in LA.
Set the scene.
And there was a Jamba Juice downstairs, and we would go get Jamba Juice on our breaks and feel like adults going to get our smoothies when we were 12. Were your sisters also in that class?
Probably because my mom probably only wanted to drive us to like one class at a time.
Right.
But it's so funny that you mentioned Jamba Juice because I have two memories, like core memories from going to acting class as a girl. And they're both from Cynthia Bain. And one is that going to Jamba Juice is the coolest thing you can do. And it's really, really fun to make up a fake name when you order your smoothie. Like that is peak cool.
Comedy.
I mean, the it's so funny.
The highest comedy.
So creative. Like we're actors, like we were playing these roles at the smoothie shop. Definitely a core memory from growing up.
For
Is
sure.
Starbucks getting a taste of this now? Have you like aged up to Starbucks name faking or no? It's
No,
done.
we've lost all sense of play. Now we're old and bitter and
Sad.
jaded. It's like we used to have so much fun. Why don't we do that anymore? It's just harmless fun. We would call ourselves like old lady names. We would pick crazy names for the Jamba Juice.
And I love that that's what was funny. That was hilarious then. I miss stupid things being
We
funny.
should challenge ourselves the next time we go to a Starbucks.
I know.
Make up a new identity.
Let's
An
do
improv
it.
exercise. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
second core memory.
Oh, the second core memory is actually an acting technique that I love and still think about to this day. And I remember like practicing a scene, and I feel like it's really relevant to the Clique as well. I remember like we were doing a scene, and the class was set up primarily that you had the scene partner. So you would get up on stage and you would do your scene with your partner. And oftentimes the coach would ask us like, to describe our character or like tell us about who they are. And I remember one of my scenes, I was playing a mean girl. And so I was like, oh, like I'm a mean girl, but like I'm really popular and like I want everything like, to be my way. And Cynthia Bain, our acting coach, was like, hold on a second. Why did you just describe yourself as a mean girl? Do you think a mean girl would describe herself as a mean girl? And I was like, hold up. And her kind of takeaway was that like the bad guy doesn't actually ever think of themselves as the bad guy. Like if you're really like getting inside of a person's head, like the mean girl's not mean. Like Dylan is not mean. She is looking to fit in with her friends and has found that she can get validation by doing and saying certain things. And so she does that because she's insecure about all these other things, which is very different than like saying she's mean or she's bad. And so I just think about that all the time to this day.
That's really important, and it translates into writing very much, because you can't write a villain without having empathy for the villain or without knowing why the villain is a villain. If you do, they're just a two-dimensional cardboard cutout throwaway character. So what you're saying is exactly what I put in every novel, where the quote-unquote mean girl is actually just a tortured girl that we all end up feeling kind of sad and sorry for in the end. So yes, I love that it crosses over to both.
Yeah,
crafts.
Completely. That's what's been fascinating about the reread. I'm rereading all of the books for Substack right now, and just for my own enjoyment, let's be honest. And it's wild. The things that I didn't remember, especially about Macy, is like, oh, all of the meanness is completely rooted in insecurity. She feels threatened, she attacks. And that kind of, funny enough, went over my head even when I was a 7th grader reading the books. I didn't remember it being that way. And now it's, as an adult reading it, it's so obvious that that's what her problem is.
You must have felt it, though, on some level, because people liked Macy, right?
Mm-hmm, of course.
And you don't ever like just the bad guy in a Marvel movie or whatever. So even though you probably couldn't articulate it and understand what she was going through as a 12-year-old, you felt it on some level because you cared about her, and you wouldn't have otherwise.
And weirdly, we all wanted to be her and still do. That's the thing. So you and I met in Cynthia Bain's acting class. I was explaining to Lisi yesterday, it's so wild. All 3 of you and your sisters, were child actors.
I mean, what was that like?
Talk about that. That is wild.
Looking back, it was really fun and also challenging, because at least for me, I look very different than my sisters and I'm a bit older. And so for us, there was never like any, I don't know, like direct competition, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
But for my 2 little sisters, they're much closer in age and both look a lot more similar. And so they were often like going out on the same auditions, which I think was really, really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But as we like kind of grew up, I think all of us kind of realized that we could be a little bit more independent and make our own choices. Like I was the first one to start acting, and then they all kind of followed suit because we've always been really close. I'm the older sister. And I think there was this sense of like, I'm going to do what my sisters are doing. And so now if you talk to us, we're all doing like very, very different things. My middle sister is still, in the industry, but she's really taken on like a totally different side of it. She's a writer director now. And I'm in some of her shorts, which has been very fun.
Amazing.
Yeah. And my baby sister is like an executive recruiter, badass corporate babe who is not interested in the arts at all anymore, despite being tortured as a child, going to dance classes and singing classes, just because we were doing it.
How did your parents keep you from, I just wanted how your parents kept you from like clawing at each other, because some parents pit their kids against each other, and it's one of the worst things you could do as a parent. I mean, I know my parents raised me, if I was fighting with my brother or sister, they'd be like, I don't care, kill each other. Like, fight your own battles. I'm not getting involved. And that was really the ethos. And so if no one's getting attention from mom and dad, there's kind of no point in fighting. And so we were forced to just like get over it because nobody cared. How were you guys raised? Was there some sort of like mantra that was always said to keep you guys from being too competitive?
It's a really good question, because everything that we did, there was like an air of competitiveness to it, right? Like we were in competitive dance troupes, we were acting, and then we also went to like public high school, which is, as we all know, very competitive in and of itself. My parents were really focused. They really wanted us to have like as much of a like quote unquote normal childhood. And so I do think that like having us go to public high school was really important and really formative for all of us, because at the end of the day, we had teachers we had to, report back to, and our different after school activities. And we had our own little world, so that everything wasn't just about our like success as child actors.
For sure. It's so important. I say it all the time. I felt like Hannah Montana when I was in middle school because I was going to public middle school, shout out John Muir Middle School, Burbank, California, and then leaving to shoot the Clique and then going back to school. And it was a little stretch. There were parts of it where like I got bullied a lot in high school for things that I worked on throughout middle school and high school. It was definitely a little bit rough, but at the same time, I'm so grateful that my entire adolescence wasn't like spent at the Oakwood apartments and going to casting offices. You know, I went to normal high school. I dry humped at homecoming. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like let me live, you know? So thank God that was also important to my parents.
Do Gen Z, do they still grind? Like, is that still a dance that happens? Or is that like...
They don't do anything. Oh, it's tragic. They don't engage. The second they get awkward, they're all on their phones. They don't have to push through the awkwardness, make fools of themselves, die a little inside, recover, and then get back out and do it again. The minute there's discomfort, they check out. And so like dances, it's so depressing. Everybody's just like their necks are hanging forward. They look like croissants and they're just like looking at their phones. It's awful. It's awful.
I said to Clive recently, I was like, can you believe that we went to middle school and high school dances and just like sober grinding on each other when we were 15? And he looked at me dead serious. He goes, baby, a sober grind was all we had. That's all we had.
In a high school gym.
In a high school gym. And I was like, facts. It is all we had. I mean, yeah.
It was good enough.
It was fabulous. Like,
Yes.
whatever. I love being a millennial. I'm so happy that that's the time I grew up in.
I mean, they don't make songs like Get Low anymore, you know? They just don't make them like that anymore.
They sure don't. And my best friend's wedding last fall, maybe 2 falls ago. God, time is flying. He truly told the DJ, he goes, I want prom. He's like, I want apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I want my humps. That's the goal. And they delivered, and we all lost our minds. So fun.
We all know that it's such like an intense time. And like, Lisi, I'm curious, what draws you to like this era of people's lives? Like, is it the cringe? What is it?
No, it's the most dramatic version and the funniest version of the things that we feel all the time. Like the emotions, the insecurity, the wanting to fit in, the desperation to belong, the bad choices, the regrets, all of it does not ever change. It doesn't matter how old you are. We carry that with us for our entire lives. But in middle school, it is at its funniest. It's just
so funny,
so awkward. It is a universal time that everybody can remember as being those things, volume 20. You know, so it's just a fun place to set the scene. And honestly, the readers at that age are more fun. They're more willing to just accept what you give them. I mean, if you look at the Clique series, for example, there are some outrageous, unrealistic things going on in that series. It's like the most grounded fantasy ever. Like there's a wave pool on the top of like Briarwood Boys School, the limo seating in a Range Rover. Like it's just stuff that I made up. Macy turns what is it at school? Those like remote little, what is it called? Come on, help me out.
Bungalow, like a portable.
Thank you. Portables.
Yes.
Massey turns a portable into a Tiffany's box. And people in middle school aren't going to be like, bullshit, she does. Where's she getting the money? How'd she put it together so quickly? They're just up for the fantasy. So it's a fun audience to be creative for as well.
That is so funny. I love that. So wait, I don't remember, Soph, did you read the books before we did the movie?
I mean, like, I'm sure that I did, but like, if I'm being honest, like, I don't have like a memory of the first time I read them, because I just remember being like, oh, I have an audition for the Clique. Like, I know what that is. I know I'm going in for Dylan. And it was just like part of life. Like, it was just fully integrated into the culture and the scene that it was like, oh, cool, they're finally making that a movie. Let's go.
Right.
So funny.
Right.
So what was your audition story?
Oh my God.
Both of you. I want to hear your audition stories. Yours is harrowing.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is less harrowing than Ellen's, thankfully for me. But I remember, like, I had, you know, a first call, which is pretty standard. And then I had a callback, which I was really excited about. And I remember going to the callback and it was nighttime and it was really dark. My mom drove me and it was kind of like in a bungalow somewhere. I forget if we were at a studio or I forget where it was.
Yeah.
But I remember getting there like after a full day of public high school, middle school, and there's, 2 or 3 other redheads in the room, which is always very weird. And I actually have a story that I tell about this part of the audition often, which is that like most of the time when I'm sitting in a room, I'm kind of like keeping to myself, not really making eye contact with people. Like you sign in, you sit down, you look at your sides, you kind of get in the zone.
Right.
And I just have this memory of another girl who was auditioning walk in the room after, I'd already been seated, sit down directly across from me. And I swear to God, the entire time we were in the waiting room, she did not take her eyes off of me. And I like could just like feel it. And so she was just like this.
For the listener, blank stare, wide eyes, creepy.
Oh
And
my God.
I go and I do my audition. I'm whatever. I get in the car with my mom. I'm like, Mom, did you notice that girl was staring at me? And my mom was like, yes, I noticed it immediately. What was going on? And I was like, oh my God, thank God. It was so weird. And she was giving me dagger eyes the whole time. And so to this day, my mom and I still talk about the dagger eyes. She's a girl that I ended up seeing at many auditions after that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Was she always a dagger eye, or was it just that one time? Did she always
She was
dagger?
pretty much always dagger eyes. She might have been, I think she was also she was at like the chemistry read call as well. And so me and my mom like locked eyes, and we gave each other like, eyes about dagger eyes.
There she is.
There she is.
Spotted.
But I remember the chemistry read was so fun because this is the story, Ellen, I've heard you talk about a lot. Like there were maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 6 different girls for each role. And so everybody kind of looks like, 6 redheads, there's 6 blondes. And it's really so you can immediately tell who's auditioning for what. And then you went in for this chemistry read with like a table of, adults. And we did the phone call scene where we're like 3-way calling or 4-way calling each other. And I just remember like doing it once or twice and leaving. And, you kind of always have to take this approach of like, don't get your hopes up, don't get too excited. And I think I in total had like maybe 3 or 4 auditions for it. Like it was definitely way less intense than Ellen. Yeah.
I wish. Elizabeth and I went in like 9 times. And it was funny because I remember being at the end. I remember them calling us in and lining us up and looking at our heights too, to see how we looked as an ensemble and like swap one in, swap one out. And they kept me the whole time. They were never swapping Elizabeth and I out. And I'm like, I think we're the choices because they're looking at all of us together, but like we're not getting sent out. So I think I got this thing. And I knew that Elizabeth had it because I read with 3 or 4 Macy's and she was just so it. And I knew she was going to book it. I was like, if I don't get it, I know that girl's going to get it. So I do remember it all so vividly though, because I had 40 pages of sides in my packet. Like it was like months and months of prep and so many auditions and so many scenes. And yeah, it was absolutely nuts. Speaking of Elizabeth, you just went to her wedding.
I did.
How was it? She looked gorgeous.
That was a surreal weekend.
I'm sure.
I mean, we're getting married? The Clique girls were getting married? What? Not to brag, but I am also getting married.
So excited.
It's very exciting.
So excited.
In like true Claire fashion, I'm the only one not engaged or married. So, love that for me. Life does imitate art.
Not to have like too stoned of a moment right now. I'm not stoned. I don't smoke weed, but I have. Stone thought for the day. The fact that I created this world and these characters in the cone of silence in my New York City apartment, not sure if this would go anywhere. Now I am talking to the embodiment of these characters. It is so trippy because you guys look like the characters in my head and it's bizarre. Like the fact that like even the phone scene that you auditioned with, like I made that up. And then that became a part of your life for better or worse. Like that has now impacted you. Butterfly effect style. It's just very trippy. That's
it's insane. And look at it now. We're in our 30s and we're all still friendly. And like, you went to Elizabeth's wedding. Okay, so back to that. How was it?
Set the scene, everything.
Well, I
What's
mean,
the tea?
She did a beautiful job. She looked beautiful. It was really intimate. And I'm just really, really happy for her. It was really fun. I made as many Clique jokes as I possibly could. I signed her wedding guest book as Big Redhead. So I think you know who that is. But it reminds me, Lisi, of everything you were saying. Like you, me, and Elizabeth met up for the first time, like ever, really, to get lunch a couple months ago. And I didn't realize how weird it was going to be like meeting you in person because you literally like invented part of my personality. Like, I wouldn't be who I am today without you and your like creative genius work. And I was like, oh my God, like she made me. Like, you're kind of like, you're almost like second mom.
Mother. I call her mommy.
Mommy.
I call her mommy all the time.
You're like kind of mommy, but you're also like my friend who I want to go get a martini with.
1000%.
I prefer that to mommy. I really would. Like a martini mommy. I don't want to be mommy. I'd rather be martini friend, like exotic aunt.
Martini mommy. That's merch. Martini mommy.
Totally. But yes, that was the most fun lunch. Like it just felt so easy and natural. Like have been besties forever. It was bizarre. It's just so genius. Thank you for that.
Well, and Sophie, you came to Austin shortly after that because you come every year for South by Southwest with your fiance. And we went and got cocktails and had such a time. That was so chic.
You took us to the cutest bar.
Leave it to me. Yeah, I'll take you to a good cocktail bar. We went and got cocktails and Sophie was like, Lisi's so cool. I'm like, yeah, duh. And I felt the same way when you and I first connected because I really didn't know what to expect. Like we had all met you many, many years ago when we were doing the movie and all of that, but it's been a long time. And when we first connected, I was like, wait, she's so cool and so fun and I want to be her friend, Martini Mommy. But then at the same time, I was like, well, she wrote the Clique. What do I expect? Like, of course I'm obsessed with this person. She created this world that like means so much to us and that we love. And that, I mean, I read all the books before we even did the movie. Of course I'm obsessed with you. We speak the same language. We like all the same things.
We do. This has been the greatest joy of my existence. This resurgence, this state of the reunion on the page, off the page has really defibrillated me. Like it's filled me up with so much joy and hope and fun, like made me not treat writing as a job or a career anymore, but back to a passion. Like it's such a full circle moment because the Clique was the first series I wrote. I did not know what I was doing. It was just pure, let me scratch that writing itch. I had a full-time job at MTV. Like I didn't think it would go anywhere. I just wanted to try it. The fact that it took off, like I had no idea or expectation. Everybody was shocked. And since then I've written 42 novels, but none of them felt like this. This felt truly like a part of my soul in the most profound way. And so to have an opportunity to come back and do this again with you guys, it's a gift.
It is a labor of love.
It's like a really good indicator too, right? Of like something that you should pursue. So I ended up going to like university. I went to NYU for school and didn't study acting, studied other things. And I got like a job working in like entertainment PR right after I graduated. And I really didn't like it. And so I looked for a different job and I found this job at a company that was going to be really flexible. And I was like already volunteering for, and it was fully remote. And I was like, amazing. This job will allow me to like focus back on getting back into acting like as an adult, which I really wanted to do. And I moved over to this new job. And every free moment that I had, instead of spending it like going to acting class or trying to do networking or writing my own stuff, I found myself putting a lot of time and energy into this job. And I ended up working there for 10 years. And it like became something that I loved and that I started doing for free as a volunteer. And if I hadn't have like followed that passion of something that I loved, even if it wasn't necessarily making me money, I wouldn't have learned a lot about myself and ended up where I am now if I just done, what I thought I should do to make money. So I think if you find something that you want to spend your time doing, that's the biggest blessing, right?
I
right.
totally
and then it
agree.
doesn't feel like work.
What is it for both of you why acting? Like what does that do to your soul? What is the core driver for you guys?
Well, I was going to ask you, Soph, like what made you want to get into the industry at such a young age? Can I guess?
Yes, I'd love to hear what you guess.
Lindsey Lohan?
Yeah. Literally, yes. Like, actually, that is the answer. Yes.
Wait, did you just guess that, Ellen, or have you had this conversation?
No, I just guessed that. I mean, you probably told me
That's
that
insane.
1,000 years ago, but like being a little redheaded girl and watching The Parent Trap, like I wanted to be Lindsey Lohan and like I don't look like her. Like you do have similar coloring and everything to her. So,
Lindsey, if you're listening to this, I love you with my whole heart. I have a vivid memory of saying to my mom, and maybe this was when I'd already started acting, but I remember saying to my mom, like, I'm gonna play Lindsey Lohan when they remake The Parent Trap. Like, that's gonna be me. And she's like, okay, sweetie, like it's already a remake, but you don't know that yet because you're 7. I started acting when I was 6. And the way my mom tells it, I told her one day I wanted to be on TV and she was like, okay, 6-year-old child, let's go do that. But I do honestly think that a lot of it had to do with people always commenting on my hair color. I'm sure that like as a baby and like growing up, people were always like, oh my God, your hair, your hair, your hair. And to my mom, they were like, her hair is so unique. And so I bet there was a little bit of that going on. And my mom was like, let's see what this is about.
Get this kid in commercials.
It's a very specific job to just like do because you have a cool hair color. Like it's a hard work. You need a very thick skin. You need to be able to put yourself out there in a way that most people would not have the courage to do. There had to have been more than just like, I want to be Lindsey Lohan.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that I've just always had a respect and a desire to like be a creative and work with creative people in creative industries. I do think that starting it so young, it just became a part of like the DNA and how I describe and think about who I am as a person. Like it's always just been, oh, I'm Sophie and I act and I do this and I do that and I do all of these things. And it's just a part of the things that I do. It just became kind of like a part of who I am from a young age. And like, I enjoy like the discipline and the craft and the technique of it. I like being able to like watch something and be like, oh, like how'd they do that? What are the tools they're using? I'm a very like operations focused person, which is maybe different than a lot of other creatives. Like I really like to think about like structure and process and things. And like with acting, like even though a lot of it is unstructured, there is a lot of process to it. Like you go on an audition and there is the casting director and then you go on a callback and there are things that you kind of can expect. And so I wonder if that's part of it. I just kind of thought of that right now as like a thing that I came to understand.
Well, you were also a dancer. Sophie's just a performer at heart.
I can't sing like our fabulous Ellen here.
But you're a very good dancer and you're also competitive. Am I wrong in saying that?
It's also fair.
I think so like I don't think that the competition aspect of like there's all these people out there, like I don't think that ever concerned you, even like when we were really young.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, one thing that I think about how like acting has like affected how I think today as a human is that I have actually a really, really hard time taking positive feedback because I just kind of believe that everyone's like bullshitting you a little bit. Like, because how many auditions have you left where they're like, really good job. Thanks so much for coming in. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Like, that was phenomenal. I feel like I learned to like tune out any sign of like positive reinforcement out of protection, right? Because if you're like, oh my God, like they said I did a really good job. They said they loved how I read that one line. And if you like latch onto that and then you don't get the role, you're disappointed. You're going to lose it. And so kind of Lisi, like, yeah, to your point, in a way it's thick skin. And in a way it's like I've just kind of learned to not listen to positive feedback, which I don't recommend to people at all. That is a bad trait to have.
Do you listen to negative feedback?
Of course.
Of course.
Sophie is the queen. I remember when we were doing the Clique, you literally would ask for notes. Like if she didn't get any notes, she'd be like, you don't have any notes for me? Really? Give me notes. And I'm like, be happy that you didn't get notes. I just got killed over here. Like, God.
I'm like, I don't believe you don't have notes. There's something.
Yeah, no, you've always been that way. Completely. So I guess let's talk about the Clique and shooting it. So what do you remember? I have so many memories, obviously, of making the movie, and most of them are not even about making the movie. It's just like us is what I remember the most about the entire thing. But I'm curious to hear like what sticks out for you as what you remember when you think back on that experience. Like what comes to mind?
My God. I mean, aside from it just being so fun and like so lighthearted and warm and exciting, it was just like every day was like we were so excited to wake up. And
so we were like skipping to work. Yeah.
Truly, the most core memories are of all of our hangouts. I feel like Ellen, I've heard you tell so many stories, but like we had a karaoke party. There was our favorite hibachi restaurant in town that we would go to. We would like go to the Christmas tree store that was a block away from the hotel and like buy little presents for people. But it was really cool to be living there for 6 weeks away from everything else. It got to be everything we were focused on. I just remember having a lot of fun.
Did the clique ever fight? Like, did you guys ever become cliquey?
I remember like having one blow up. We were all on our frickin' periods or something. Like we were all just like 7th graders being monsters. I don't even remember what it was about, but there was like one blow up in a hotel room on a weekend. But it was like, I think we had a week left and we were all exhausted and like just hit a breaking point. And then like an hour later, it was like nothing happened. Do you remember this?
I don't know.
It's so vague. I barely remember it. And I actually I remember it the most because your mom was like moderating. Your mom was in there being like, girls, please just let's all be friendly.
I was going to say one thing that I was thinking about this past weekend when I was at Elizabeth's wedding was actually that I'm so curious about what the experience was like for our like caregivers who were there, for lack of a better word, because like we were all minors. So we all had to have an adult with us on set. And for some people, it was our parents. For some people, it was a different, person who was supporting them. And I was like, wait a second. That's also a crazy experience for a parent to go and leave their life and live on a movie set for 6 weeks in a place they've never been in. And there's like their own dynamics, right? With like all the momagers, we'll call them. I'm sure there's drama and stuff that like we don't even know about.
I just remember it was so unique. Like Elizabeth's dad was there for most of the time. And also these people leaving their other children to have to come do this thing with us. Like my brother stayed home the whole time and my dad came out for 3 weeks and then my uncle came and watched my brother for 2 weeks and then my aunt came and watched him for like a week or two. It was such a team effort just for us to be able to do this thing. And like, I'm sure your dad was a pilot and worked full time and like your sisters were at home with your dad. And like, how did they do it? How did they do it? It's such a sacrifice.
That's all the parents out there. Truly.
Seriously, I'm amazed by the parents and I mean the things that they did. But I do remember Robin Minette, Dylan Minette's mother, who I love dearly. And Dylan, I don't really talk about Dylan Minette much, but I think you can share this sentiment and like we all knew he was going to be a star.
Oh yeah.
So this was Todd, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and he's like so famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the craziest thing ever. But we all knew, I think.
It's funny how
and
you can tell.
He was so funny. No, you could tell. Mm-hmm. He was 9 years old and more professional than the adults. It was insane.
And Lisi, I remember you being on set like at least once, but you weren't there the whole time, right?
No, they flew me out. I don't know. It was a courtesy. I can't remember, but I just had my second son, Jesse, and was like hormonal and chunky. Like I remember, Ellen, you have a picture of like this gold long scarf that I wore to try and distract. Did it work? I have a horrible memory, but I remember us then all in a van, like cut to, I'm in the house, I think on the set, cut to, we're now in a van in Manhattan going to the Tyra Banks show. Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
I remember it like a Polaroid photo and that's it. And I remember the van ride being really fun.
That whole trip was really fun. And your dad was a pilot, so I'm sure this was not your experience, but I was thinking about this when we were just talking about flying up to Rhode Island to film the movie. Was my first time flying first class because they flew us first to go.
I don't even remember that.
Damn.
Oh, a girl never forgets her first time.
It wasn't my first time.
Yeah, that's right.
Sophie's like, I've done this 1,000 times.
Westchester was easy for me.
Exactly. I, however, was like, I'm a movie star. I'm getting flown in first class. And then they flew us first class for that New York trip too. And that New York trip was especially fun. I think they put us up at the Waldorf Astoria. We stayed in a really nice hotel and we ran around Central Park. Like we got to play. We have so many great pictures of the 5 of us like running around the park in our winter coats and just, in my Juicy Couture coat feeling fabulous.
One of my biggest regrets actually is that after we wrapped, or at least I got to keep one of the caps that were branded with the boys' school. I'm going to say it wrong. Briarcliff.
Briarwood.
I was just at a book signing in LA a couple weeks ago and one of the girls had that hat somehow.
What? Yeah, I had one of the branded Briarwood caps and I remember wearing it on the airplane home. And I do remember the car service that they sent for us from the airport because I felt very much like Dakota Fanning or Hayden Panettiere. I feel like I had seen like a photo of them and like People and they had this like really chic baseball cap sweatsuit outfit. And I was like, I'm going to dress like them on the airplane. And I had this hat, and I swear to God, I must have left it in that car. I've never seen it ever again. And it's one of the saddest things to me that I lost that memento.
Wait, I wonder if this girl found it. Could you imagine? She got in the car, found your hat, wore it to my book signing, end scene.
I still have mine. It's in my bedroom
I'm so
as
jealous.
we speak. I have a lot of stuff. I have all the friendship bracelets, like Claire's little bracelets. I stole so much stuff. Oh, you're not supposed to do that, but I did. And thank God, because I remember contemplating stealing things, but then I was like, we're going to come back and shoot 2 more movies, so it's fine. I'll just bring it back, was my reasoning. I'm just borrowing it. I'm just taking it home. Thank God I just took it, because we ended up making no more movies, which, let's talk about that. Do you know why? Because I don't.
Do I know why?
Do you have that answer? Because I don't know.
All I remember is that we were like gonna go to New York City. Like, I feel like we had like the dates ready. We were gonna stay at the W Hotel in Union Square. I feel like I remember that for some reason. And then all of a sudden they were like, nope, we're not doing it. And I don't feel like we ever got closure there.
You know what's weird? I don't remember there ever being a promise of more than one.
We all signed contract for 3.
I don't know what happened, but Ellen, I remember hearing you interviewed on Harry Hill, and you seem to have had an explanation for it.
The only assumption that I can make is that we were supposed to shoot right when the recession went into full swing. And so production in general completely slowed down during that time, because people just weren't making movies because we were in a horrible financial crisis. So that's just always the assumption that I was under, was like recession related things. When in doubt,
What year
like,
was
blame
it?
the recession, like 2008, 2009.
Oh, then it definitely was, because there was some shakeups and issues at my publisher at that time. So I wouldn't be
Interesting.
surprised if it was a budget sign of the times situation. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, that's what it felt like, but we were devastated. I mean, we wanted to do 2 more so badly. We loved making the first one.
Well, thank God we have you two here to revive us.
And my God, if we could get the old gang together again to be in it, that's what's so amazing. Like, we could deliver the same girls. I mean,
Incredible.
it's going to happen, you guys. We have to believe it's going to happen. I don't know how much more of a bow we could wrap this thing up. Sophie, I have to tell you how you are impacting State of the Reunion. So I'm obsessed with the playlist that you made, the Dylan Spotify playlist.
Incredible.
I'm obsessed, obsessed, obsessed. I listen to it all the time. And so I took to the mountains a couple weeks ago to go on a hike, 'cause whatever. I hated people that day and I needed to be alone. And at the end of the hike, I was like, I'm going to listen to her playlist and just rock out to that.
So good.
And it dawned on me, you know, the beginning of each chapter in the Clique, how it has the sort of locator, time, place, location. I want to add song so that each chapter has a designated song, and I want to take the songs from your playlists.
Oh my God. I love it. I
Will
love
you
it.
sign off on that right now?
Agreed. Approved. Stamp of approval.
You are a very good playlist producer.
Thank you. I'm really excited to do Alicia and Kristen, and I have ideas for some other characters. And
You have
yeah.
to do Elaine. You have to do Lane.
I know. I think Lane, honestly, is going to be fire. Lane's got great music taste. We're going to have some Boy Genius on there. We're going to have some McGee on there.
Perfect.
It's very
I can't wait. So when the listener/reader sees song added to that, it's going to be because you inspired me to do so.
When you texted me that you listened to the playlist, that was like made my day.
So good.
Incredibly good. Now tell us quickly, because you have a lot of experience in music, correct?
I do, yes. I moonlight as a corporate girly. So I spent most of my like adult professional career working in the music industry. So I worked at a company called So Far Sounds. I started as a volunteer there. You know, by the end of my time there, I was the head of all of our concert operations. So I was working across like artist A&R, concert production, a ton of really, really cool stuff. So the focus of the company was to support up and coming musicians and to put on really unique, intimate concerts in places where you don't normally see music. So you would never go to like a 300-person dark hall that has sticky floors and you can't really see the band because someone's texting on their phone, right? These shows are secret, so you don't know where you're going until the day before. You don't know who's playing until you get there. And there's always like 3 artists. And we ask people to put their phones away, to refrain from texting, and to really listen to the music. And it's been how I've discovered so many of my favorite artists. It's how I met my fiance. It's been a huge, huge part of my life. Yeah. And so music in general is something that I feel like I've always been like afraid of calling myself like a music person or saying that I'm obsessed with music. And my fiance is always like, Sophie, you're constantly singing Hamilton. All you do is like go to concerts. You're obsessed with music and it's okay to say that. And for some reason, I always feel like a fraud sometimes when I say that. But when I was making the playlist for State of the Reunion, I was reminded again of something that happened on set actually. And Elizabeth always credits me with introducing her to Bon Iver, who is like still to this day one of my favorite artists.
So
And
good.
I always think about that because she's always like, oh, you're my friend that I go to for music. And that was when I was 13 and would have never thought that I was interested in working in the music industry at all. But again, it's kind of like it goes to what we were talking about earlier, right? Like if you follow your passions and things that you like, it will lead you to opportunities that you maybe aren't expecting or planning for.
Absolutely.
Totally.
It's the most purest self-expression you can have because it is truly coming from your soul. So following that is obviously going to take you on your soul's journey. That was brought to you by Laguna Beach, California. I love when I get woo-woo. I get wind chime, wind chime, wind chime.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess let's talk about, so you have this whole experience with So Far. You are in this incredible place. You're engaged. You're also so present on TikTok now, and you make a lot of what I call Clique talk. And I definitely had an experience of like, I don't want to say hating the Clique because I never hated it. I always loved it, but I resented it because I got bullied so badly in high school for being in the Clique that I was embarrassed and I retreated for a long time and I hid from it. And it got to me for a certain point where like 90% of my comments on everything were color. And so I was like, I can either lean in or not. I should have always leaned in. I regret it so heavily, but I'm curious to hear what your experience has been growing up as Dylan and what that's been like for you and how you've kind of come full circle back to leaning in. Like we embrace it now. What brought you to embracing it?
Fully inspired by you, Ellen. Like
Stop.
No question. There's no way I would be posting on TikTok today about Clique if I hadn't seen you doing it first. Like you embraced it earlier than a lot of us did, like as we grew up again. And there's no way I would have like found the relationship that I have with the film and the book and the people involved with it and the people who love it and read it and watch it that I have today. Like if you didn't start with your silly little videos.
Oh my
truly.
God, stop.
If you had told me in 2020 that I'd be making TikToks talking about the Clique, I would not have believed you at all because I had the same experience. It wasn't ever that I was like embarrassed. I was always really proud of it because I knew what an accomplishment it was. And I knew like that I liked how my performance in it. Like I knew that it was important and that it was, all of these things. But I think where I found like embarrassment about it was two places. Like one, I didn't know if anybody had actually seen it, right? Like I knew the books were popular, but it went straight to DVD. Like that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's like a little embarrassing. Like, oh, I was in a movie, but it went straight to DVD.
Yet everyone saw it miraculously though.
We have COVID to thank for a lot of that though. If anything good came out of COVID, it was the Clique movie resurgence.
Yeah, no, crazy. So that and
like really I didn't do much professionally after that. So like honestly for me it felt like I was like a little bit of a one-hit wonder and that was like hard. And I ended up, pursuing other things and doing all these things, but it always felt to me like I was a bit of a failure in that aspect because I did this movie that people kind of knew about, but then they're like, oh, like what else have you done? And I didn't really have anything like meaningful to like share back out. And so like those two things combined, I was like, it's kind of silly and like not really a fun fact for me, like, but truly like since 2020, I'm not gonna lie, like having people like validate that they watched the film and loved it and have all these core memories of watching it with their friends and reading the books when they were growing up fully changed how I feel about it now. And I'm like so grateful. And it is absolutely now something that like I talk about a lot. It's like also a really nice lens to talk about what it's like to like, I don't know, grow up and try different things and realize that like just because you thought one thing once doesn't mean that that's actually the truth, right?
And what's interesting too about being a child actor, which no one really tells you, is that everything screeches to a halt when you're around 15 or 16 because they start hiring adults to play 15, 16. So, from the time that you're like a kid to the Clique, honestly, like that's workability for a child actor. And unless you're I don't know, Miley Cyrus or something. And like, they're not hiring kids to play kids after age 15.
I took a break when I was at university, and when I graduated, I was like, okay, I'm ready to do this again. And I couldn't get an agent for the life of me. And I had been with prime talent agencies.
Weren't you with Cindy Osbrink?
Yeah, I was at Osbrink. I was at
Oh my
Buckle. I had
God.
really, Abrams was my first agent. Like, I was with
Get
a lot
out.
of really amazing agents. And the second I graduated, couldn't get an agent for the life of me. And I was like, what's going on? Like, well, there's all these like real drama grads who are looking for work. Like, you're a young 20-year-old woman in New York City. Like, get in line, sis.
Behind the people that went to Juilliard. Yeah, it's like impossible.
And thank God, like, that you went down another path. You met the wonderful human who put that gorgeous ring on your finger. Like, it put you on a totally different path. It's crazy. So that hindsight is always so fascinating.
But
to
it's
me.
also like opened me up to like really lean into like kind of what I said earlier about how like acting is just part of who I am and what I do. Since then, I've like gotten new representation. I've like found ways to be creative and like work on my own things, and TikTok has been a really fun outlet. Like, I don't do skits and things, but like it is still a performance. But truly, like, some of the most fun I've been having with acting lately has been working with my sister, and like she is such a funny writer. I'm gonna send you guys her stuff. You have to watch. Lisi, I think you and her would really vibe. She's like got
I would love it.
You guys could like word battle it out with some funny, witty things.
I love
Also, Emily Everhard, another Y2K icon, featured heavily in the Bratz film. Like,
wow.
Oh yeah.
Your family.
Emily and I being in Bratz and Clique is pretty iconic. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
So I guess let's get up to currently. You're planning a wedding.
How's
it
that?
going? Oh,
Talk
no.
about it. Safe space. Safe space.
It's going terribly.
Why?
It's going so bad.
I want to hug you right now.
Oh my God. Wedding planning. I don't like it at all. I want the party. I want the commitment. I want the pretty dress. I don't want to make any of the decisions required to get any of those things. I've been dating my fiance for 10 years.
What's his name?
Long time. Owen.
Name? Owen. Okay, thank you.
Who's also a creative person. I will plug him. He's a director who worked with musicians, so very aligned work-wise. Except I've never been in one of his music videos, which I will continue to put him on blast about. There's got to be something.
Come on.
We can
help
do
a
here.
sister out.
Like, come on, we live together. I see you every day. You know I've got range. I'm talking to you. But he proposed to me on our 9-year anniversary at the place where we had our first date. That was last October. So we've now been engaged for like 8 months, and we don't have a venue. We don't have a date. I've done no shopping. I haven't asked anyone to be in my bridal party. I've made a drafted guest list, but that's about it. So I'm in Charleston right now because mom and dad are flying out next week, and we're going to see some venues, and we are going to pick one.
Great. It has to happen.
I have a question. Let's just entertain. Thought experiment only. Elope. Talk about it.
0% chance.
Really? Why?
I'm a child actress. I need some attention.
You want your moment. Okay.
I live for the applause, as Lady Gaga would say.
Right.
I was trying to determine if the hesitation was really because you didn't want all that stuff really deep down inside. But no, you just can't make a decision why, because you want it to be perfect.
Yes.
Fair.
And you guys are such social people, like you're foodies. You love to go out. You love to enjoy restaurants. It's like entertaining is part of your makeup as a couple too, though. So wanting to throw a bomb party makes complete sense for the two of you.
It's so hard. Also, there is all this like internet pressure. Like, I thought I was immune to it, but like it gets into your head. They're like, here are the 5 things you shouldn't do at your wedding. I'm like, tell me what they are. Like, tell me everything.
So Ellen and I have been talking about like this ongoing debate of who had it worse. Because I'm Gen X. Obviously, the world was super different when I was going through all this stuff. You guys are millennials. So this is a perfect opportunity to talk about who had it worse, wedding culture, my generation or yours. And I'm going to start with yours.
Ours.
For the reasons you just said, the comparing, everybody knows about it. There's a whole new level of having to look perfect. We'll get there. Right now, it's just my generation, sure, we all wanted to look fabulous, princess for a day. We're going to have pictures in a photo album that we're never, ever going to look at. We're all thinking we're so cool because we want journalist style photography. Like we're so like JFK Jr., whatever. But the truth is we didn't think it was going to be seen or judged or evaluated beyond our guest list. That was it. Now you guys are competing with the global wedding stage. Do you feel that pressure? Yes, right? And the styling and all of it. It's exhausting, you guys.
I've like worked in experiences now for my entire adult career. Like at So Far Sounds, I was putting on concerts, and that's all about like from the moment that someone finds out that they're coming to do something, like what is their experience like from buying that ticket to leaving at the end of the night. And now I actually work at Airbnb experiences, which is really similar. We put on all these unique, intimate tours and workshops and classes all over the world, and experiences are what like people thrive on. Like it's going to be a memory. We want it to be a memory for everyone. And I know it's our wedding, but like all of these things really can like make a difference in the flow and the experience and the memories that happen. And so maybe I'm like a little, I don't know what's the word, jaded and thinking that my wedding can be a really amazing, memorable experience for everyone. But I think it can be, and I want it to be.
It will be.
From my experience, the weddings people remember are the disastrous ones. And I hate to drop that bomb. Mine included. Mine, the maid of honor told shit stories the entire time about how, no. My best friend, she was the producer of TRL, and we traveled a lot together at MTV, and we were best friends, our best friends. And things got, the way they do when you're just traveling with your friends. And we had a lot of stories, funny stories that we would share about bowel movements, all of which she shared at my wedding, thinking it was funny, totally misread the room. My husband was from Virginia, very like father, like worked at Merrill Lynch. All the guests were like blue hair Merrill Lynchies. And my friend Deb, shout out Deb, is up there telling shit stories. My whole family was dying laughing. Like that's our humor for sure. Half the crowd was just like, what the fuck? And to this day, I have people like old ass people coming up and going, I will never forget that wedding. So I hope yours goes off perfectly and people remember it.
When you said shit stories, I thought you meant like bad stories, not like
no,
poop.
Literal poop stories.
Poop stories.
But it also is the one thing that everybody remembers, because at that time, everyone's going to 50,000 weddings and they all have a similar format and they all kind of blend together, and then everybody gets drunk and now it's a blur and a swirl of, greatest hits music. But if one little thing goes wrong, I don't want you to be upset. I want you to think of it as like the gift that you got so that people will remember. Because it's real.
I love
they
that.
do. Yeah.
And it's going to be perfect no matter what, because it really is. The weddings that I remember the most, that I think are the most fun, are always the weddings where the couple is so happy. Like the couple being so happy and so in love. Getting to see that. And I've been to so many weddings in the past 3 years, I would say. I mean, I have 2 in July. It's never ending. It's truly never ending. But I've had an amazing time. But I understand the pressure, because you feel like you're asking people for a lot. People are flying and like getting hotels and like, so you want to throw a really nice party for all these people that are doing like making sure that they're there for your special day. Like, I get it.
And then you're spending a lot of money. Back to the money part.
And then that.
And like I'm ready. I'm ready to throw down, but like I don't want to make the wrong choice with what I decided to throw down on. And like that's for me, maybe the fear is like, what if I make the wrong choice? And like the venue piece, right, is where I'm stuck on. And that's one of the biggest arguably pieces of like planning a wedding in today's era, is like, where is it going to be? Because that dictates so much, right? That dictates the date based on what they have available. That dictates like the outfit vibe. It tells you like what you need to bring in, what's available, all of that. And so I think there is like this like fear of choosing wrong, which like, it's my wedding, I can't choose wrong, but that is maybe my insecurity.
I hear that, but it's like home is what you make of it. Like I know a lot of people that live in shitty tiny houses, and they throw the best dinner parties ever, and people walk in, all they care about is the company. It's like that sets the tone. So like Ellen said, if you guys are projecting love and happiness, you have alcohol and you have good music, that is really it. Nobody cares about anything else. I promise you. Like people just want to be together, celebrate you, have a good time. And they will feel back to our passion comment. They'll feel it. They will, like, I'm bringing it all back. They're going to feel that. And that's going to be everything. Keep that in mind.
It's a huge part of our lives right now. It feels like everyone's getting married. Like Elizabeth just got married. You're getting married. Like, spoiler, those of you who are subscribers here on Substack, a wedding is a very big part of the new book. So this is the era and the chapter of life that we're all in, and that will definitely be reflected in the state of the reunion. It's the thing that brings them all back together in a funny way.
It's going to be really fun. I'm going to also just say one more thing, because again, part of this podcast, the vibe of it is I do have several decades on you guys, and so it's impossible for me not to try and have Mommy Martini teach you about life. So Mommy Martini is going to drop a little olives on you. That was so bad. Delete that.
Every time you say anything, I'm like,
it's so bad. No, I definitely, one of my good friends calls me 80-20 because she's like 80% of the time you're spot on. 20% is just brutal. Like, don't talk. That was a 20. But at my wedding, my father made a speech, and the one thing he said was, you spent so much time building up to this day and getting everybody together, and this day was the most important, but your wedding has nothing to do with this day. It's every day after today that matters. And I think we feel like the wedding is like the hard stop, the thing we're aspiring to, when it's really the life that you're going to live together afterwards. This is just one day in hopefully a very long, happy life together. So almost focus on what's happening on the other side of that day. It might let some of the steam out of that, let the pressure go a little bit of just like, this is one party. We're just throwing a party, but this is about, I get to spend the rest of my life with Owen. That's it.
So fabulous. Do you have any guesstimation of when it's going to be, or you don't know until you go see venues?
we're hoping for next spring. There is a little bit of a pressure cooker on us that is adding to some of the stress, which is that my baby sister just got engaged.
2 weddings, 2 Everhard sister
Two
weddings.
Everhard weddings.
Competition continues.
I mean, truly, that is going to be some fodder. I'll send you guys all of the drama so you can use it as inspiration.
Send it all.
There's so many versions of this Clique book I want to write, because every time I talk, I'm like, well, we should do that instead. Like, that would be killer. It's endless. This has to be episodic. But anyway, go on. So your sister, what's her timing?
Well, she's like, she knows the venue she wants to. She's like, I'm getting married next fall at this venue. I'm like, okay. She's like, we already waited for you for 9 years to get engaged. I'm not waiting anymore. Like, very much, I'm the problem here. I didn't tell her I had to be the first one to get married. I didn't say I had to be the first one to get engaged. But like, you know, when you're in a clique, whether it's your friends or your sisters, there's always going to be a little bit of finagling to see who's going to be the leader of that clique. And right now, it's not me. Right now, it is my baby sister. She's absolutely the head of the Everhard clique.
God, this is some real-time drama.
What's so funny about Olivia, too, is like, you don't know either of these people, Lisi. She is copy-paste Sophie's mom. Like, in every way. She looks and it is exactly like Sarah. Like, they're the exact same. She's her mini-me. And so, yeah, like you saying that, I'm like, that kind of sounds like how your mom would be, if I'm being honest. So that tracks. Completely in the best way. I love them all. Your family's the best. And you guys are so close. I love how close you all are. It's so sweet.
We love each other. I mean, you and JR too, right? You and your brother.
Very close. Extremely close. It's such a blessing. It's, yeah. Because honestly, like navigating everything and navigating middle school and high school even into like professional life, everything, having an ally at home. Oh my gosh. Like my parents preached to us constantly as kids, like your sibling is the best friend that you'll ever have. So nurture that relationship. And I'm so glad we listened to them and that they kind of beat that into us, because he's been next to me through everything. It's such a blessing. I mean, to this day, he helped create our intro for the podcast. Like, yeah, it's like, he's still by my side. I can't imagine it being any other way. Thank God. But I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the wedding. Please send updates. Your ring is beautiful. It's very unique. Have you seen it up close, Lisi? It's gorgeous.
I did happen to catch the proposal on Instagram, which I was very excited about. That was very cool. It's gorgeous. I'm so happy for you. And again, just try and let the pressure out a little bit. It's the rest of your life. And it sounds like you have an amazing relationship.
I know, but you guys need inspiration. You need inspiration for the book.
That's true.
And so it could be a way that I can contribute.
Something else, you two may not know this about each other. Jewish queens. Both of you.
What? I realized
forgot
it's only the
too.
lunch, but I forgot.
I know, it was the best. And it makes a lot of sense.
So I was going to ask, are you doing a full Jewish ceremony? Like, how Jewish are we going with the wedding?
Great question. And is Owen Jewish?
Owen is Jewish, so that is a bonus. I love getting to tell my grandma often that I'm marrying a nice Jewish boy. She gets very excited. But we both are like very culturally and like socially Jewish. So we love a lot of the traditions in Judaism, and we recently like gotten in the habit of having more Shabbats with our friends.
I love that you do it with your friends. That's amazing. Oh, I love you guys. I want to go to Shabbat. I know all the prayers. Can you invite me to Shabbat one time?
Lisi speaks Hebrew and everything.
I do. Nobody cares, but I do. Do you?
I got Abba, Ima.
It's very disappointing.
It's escaping me. Shalom.
No, I'm not giving you any of that.
I can read it. You put it in
You
my
can?
face. Yeah, but I don't know what it
Okay.
says. Yeah, I had a bat mitzvah. I fainted at my bat mitzvah.
You did?
Yeah, at the Bima.
What? Why? Did the Lord move through you?
Yeah, I like had a moment. I was like, wrong venue.
Oh my God. Oh, what happened?
It happened again to her. The Lord moved through her again.
My computer died. My ring light died.
That tale. It's a tale as old as time.
Oh, classic us. And my dog is losing his mind. So I guess we should wrap it. Chill. I guess we should wrap it up. Things are dying. The dog is losing his mind.
I don't know if you noticed, but I cannot sit still. So I'm always like moving around. And I just don't have the grace that you two actresses have. I'm like a
Oh, stop
restless writer. No, you guys are very poised and you know how to light yourselves. And I'm just a regular
You
gal.
talk to the TikTok all the time.
It's true. Well, Sophie, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I love you. I am so happy that we've reconnected in recent years. It's been the most incredible time, and reconnecting with the community has been amazing for Lisi and I hope it's been incredible for you too.
Yes, you are A+, wonderful human. This has been so much fun talking to you, and thank you for giving us your time this busy wedding season of yours. But you are now a friend of EhMaGawd, the #1 EhMaGawd guest of all time.
Yep.
No one can ever take that away from you.
Right back at both of you ladies. Invite me over anytime, and maybe next time we'll have a little martini while we chat.
Perfect.
That-
Love it.
Let's do a live show.
Did I tell you my idea?
No?
Tell us.
Well, so because obviously, like, I work in like events and experiences, right? But like, I think that like at some point we have to think about this, obviously, but we should do some kind of like a Friday night sleepover themed live experience,
Done.
right?
Genius.
Yes. I just thought about it. Yes.
You tell everyone to like come in their cute silk PJs. It's like sleepover themed, and it's on a Friday, and like there's something there.
That's
For
genius.
the alpha subscribers, at least, for the very least, the alpha subscribers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is genius.
I love this.
That would be so fun.
Okay. Well, when the time is right, I'm very interested in making this a reality.
That would be
Get
so
your
much
wedding
fun.
going, and then we'll.
I'm obviously avoiding. I'm avoiding that. No, you guys, I'm so excited for you both too. Like, it's so amazing to see you both collaborate and like bring this all back. And like, I'm so grateful that you're both in my life now, and that like the Clique is such an important part of my life. And I'm like so grateful that I have two new friends, like not new, but like kind of two new friends out of it. So I'm just the biggest
Absolutely.
supporter. I read State of the Reunion every time it's in my inbox, and I can't wait to read a longer form version of it when it's a little book.
Coming your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to see you at Shabbat.
You're coming to Shabbat, and I will be working on Alicia's playlist next.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
Love you.
We
Okay,
love
you
so
guys.
much.
Talk to you
All
soon.
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Soph.